Planking is an activity consisting of lying face down sometimes in an unusual or incongruous location. Both hands must touch the sides of the body. Some players compete to find the most unusual and original location in which to play. The term planking refers to mimicking a wooden plank. Planking can include lying flat on a flat surface, or holding the body flat while it is supported in only some regions, with other parts of the body suspended. Many participants in planking have photographed the activity in unusual locations and have shared such pictures through social media. History: the first recorded occurrence of planking was in 1994 when Tom Green performed a stunt he called Dead Guy for a cable TV show, which consisted of Green lying down on an Ottawa sidewalk without moving. Green, who was in an MTV show in the 1990s, is a comedian known for his pranks. He informed CNN about this video evidence and how it did not air on the show, stating that it was a very obscure piece of video. Tom tweeted he just found video of me planking in 1994. I will post it soon. Let people know on July 12, 2011. However, the video sketch was never aired. So when, in 1997, two bored schoolboys in Taunton started lying face down in public places to amuse themselves and baffle onlookers, they could not have known of Green's stunt. Gary Clarkson and Christian Langdon called it the lying down game. As Clarkson puts it, it was just a really stupid, random thing to do. The lying down game remained within Clarkson and Langdon's circle of friends until 2007, when their friend Daniel Hoppin created a Facebook page for their craze. As Hoppin says, "We began a Facebook group to see who could get the craziest photo." The term planking was coined by Sam Weckert, of Adelaide, South Australia. Planking was a term myself and two other mates came up with in the summer of 2008. Weckert created a Facebook fan page to share planking photos. After reports of the practice started appearing in the Australian media, it grew rapidly and the meme became a global phenomenon. After reports of the craze in the British media in 2009, the lying down game spread to the rest of the world. Worldwide it has also been known as extreme lying down, face downs, and planking. Variations include EOE²I, where participants play dead. Inspired by the manga character Crayon Shin-chan. Controversies: the popularity of planking has generated a backlash. Some people object to its ridiculous aspects, such as a girl planking with her head in a toilet, or a man planking on a stripper pole. Also, planking in dangerous places has resulted in many injuries and at least one death. Notable incidents: the game made news in September 2009, when 7 doctors and nurses working at the Great Western Hospital in Swindon, England were suspended for playing the lying down game while on duty. On May 15, 2011, Acton Beale, a 20-year-old man, plunged to his death after reportedly planking on a 7th-floor balcony in Brisbane, Australia. He eventually won a Darwin Award in 2011. On May 29, 2011, Max Key, son of New Zealand Prime Minister John Key, uploaded to Facebook a photograph of himself planking on a lounge suite, his father standing behind him. After the photograph was reproduced on the front page of the New Zealand Herald. Confirming that the photograph was indeed genuine, Mr. Key remarked that he doesn't see anything wrong with planking when done safely. Key was criticised for his appearance in the photograph, with some going as far as to comment that he killed the meme. On September 2, 2011, Dwight Howard and about 100 of his fans planked in Beijing, China. The fall 2011 season premiere of The Office featured several employees planking in the parking lots, the restroom, on desks, and on top of file cabinets. On January 20, 2012, Pat Barry planked on national television, FOX televised worldwide, following a knockout victory over his opponent in a mixed martial arts match. On Faith Hilling, the 28 March 2012 episode of the animated American TV series South Park, trends such as planking were parodied. Variations: Hadoukening, also known as Makankasapo, involves 2 or more people staging a Oeki attack knockout sequence and photographing themselves in mid-action, posed like in the popular Japanese fighting arcade game Street Fighter or manga series Dragon Ball. Milking is a fad which became popular in early 2013. Participants purchase a large bottle of milk, and then empties it over their face by holding it above them. This fad is thought to have been linked to the similar fad of gallon smashing. Vadering mimics Darth Vader. A Euro unregistered trademark S-Force chokehold as one person has their hand up in a choking gesture, while they're a Euro OE victim. A Euro looks to be raised off the ground while clutching at their neck. Teapotting is one of the many variations of planking that arose shortly after planking went viral. Teapotting consists of bending the arms into the shape of a teapot, in reference to the children's song I'm a Little Teapot. This variation was created by teachers in Mortlake College in an attempt to create a new craze after noticing the amount of attention planking received. Owling is a variation on planking in which a person squats like an owl in a populated and uncommon area. Participants commonly make noises similar to an owl, to make the owl impression more realistic. It was first documented on July 11, 2011 in a post on the social news website Reddit. Horsemaning involves posing two people so that they appear to be a single body with a detached head and is a revival of a photography fad popular in the 1920s. It is thought that the name comes from the Headless Horseman in Washington Irving's short story The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Batmaning involves hanging upside down by the feet. Springing is a variation of planking that involves standing beside one or multiple spring riders in a children's outdoor playground, flicking the riders so they bounce backwards and forwards, then standing beside them with arms raised and imitating the spring shaking action. Football-related, tebowing is a phenomenon that began to spread in October 2011. It is an act of imitating National Football League quarterback Tim Tebow's fad of getting down on one knee, resting one or both arms across the upright knee, bowing his head and praying, especially in a setting where others are doing something unrelated. Gronking, Toucher and Rich, of Boston's 98.5 Fathoms sports talk radio station started a trend for New England Patriots fans to compete with tebowing during the 2011 NFL season. Rob Gronkowski, a player for the Patriots, was known for spiking the football in a very characteristic manner. Replacing the football with any inanimate object and spiking it when Gronkowski made a touchdown became known as gronking. Bradying, after the loss to the New York Giants in Super Bowl XLVI, a photograph of Patriots quarterback Tom Brady spread throughout the internet, which involves sitting down with his head lowered and hands clasped between his legs. The picture took place after Brady threw an interception late in the game. Unlike gronking and tebowing, Bradying is not considered as a celebration. Many called tebowing the pose of 2011, while calling Bradying the pose of 2012. However, tebowing.com creator Jard Kleinstein claimed that the pose would not catch on for long, claiming it to be too negative. Griffining, rookie Washington Redskins quarterback Robert Griffin III's first NFL touchdown pass was an 88-yard pass play to Pierre Garçon against the New Orleans Saints. In the process of throwing the pass, Griffin was knocked to the ground, from which position he watched the rest of the play unfold. As Garçon streaked across the goal line, Griffin, seated on the turf, thrust his hands in the air showing a number 1 with both index fingers, thereby spawning the Griffining internet meme. The Griffining movement began in earnest when Brent from @Burgundy blog tweeted, "A Euro OE how has the sitting down arms up posture not yet incited a Euro Griffining a Euro unregistered trademark meme?" Soon afterward the Griffining pose was featured on an ESPN segment and on the front page of the Washington Post. Robert Griffin III was later asked how he felt about the new meme by ESPN's Rick Riley and he responded with, "A Euro OE who would have thought getting knocked on your butt and throwing a touchdown would start a phenomenon like that?" A Euro Griffin said. A Euro OEI a Euro unregistered trademark M not opposed to it. Eat a Euro unregistered trademark S pretty funny to me. Kaepernicking, in the 2012-13 NFC divisional playoffs between the San Francisco 49ers and Green Bay Packers, 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick celebrated a touchdown by flexing his right arm and kissing his bicep. Afterwards, 49ers fans began posting photos online of themselves performing the pose, and Kaepernick had retweeted other fans' photos of the pose on Twitter. However, USA Today pointed out that Kaepernicking has been performed by athletes prior to the game, including wrestler Scott Steiner, Steve Nash, and Meta World Peace. Kaepernick later trademarked the pose. Gallery. References. External links: Daily Mail article showing several examples, planks, but no planks, The Fatal Idiocy of a OE Planking by Jim Goad at Takey's Magazine, 2011, Web Urbanist article with some examples, official website of the Lying Down Game.